Welcome back to another episode of YOLO, You Only Live Once. My name is Cyril Lachel, and today we're taking a look at one of my favorite games of all time. This is Ninja Spirit, a game that I've owned the TurboGrafx-16 for, ever since it came out. Before we jump into the game, I'd like to first introduce you to the story, which either I was too lazy to read as a kid, or I have forgotten it all, because none of this sounds familiar, but this actually explains a little bit of what we're going to see, so here we go. This is what it says in the instruction manual. It says, "Right before your eyes, your father was murdered. Now, raised in the way of the ninja, you seek revenge. But who is the half-man, half-beast who attacked your father during the night? There is no time for grief. Go now. Follow the path of the ninja. Destroy your enemy and evil followers while you unravel the mystery of your own birth. You are Moonlight, the avenging ninja warrior." So with that in mind, let's get this thing going. Right off the bat, we have a few different modes. We can play a 1 or 2 player game, though not simultaneously. And there's a PC engine and arcade mode, which changes the game subtly. Now, this is what we were talking about earlier with the story, I believe. A dog. I always figured that was the main character in the game, dying and then coming back to life as a spirit, but I guess I was wrong. Alright, we start out our first level here in a bombed out area. This gives us a chance to try out our new weapon. This is the Righteous Cloud, the magic sword. As you can tell, I just killed a ninja there, and that gave me the ability to level that sword up. There are 4 weapons in all, and we'll try out a few of them. Alright, this other ninja gives me a duplicate. He is a shadow character that just kind of follows me, and he's going to be real useful especially when we get to the bosses, as you'll see here in just a moment. Yeah, there's the throwing star. That has a name as well. That's the swirling leaf, the throwing knife. So that can be powered up as well. This is the basic, just where you start. However, we can find another guy up here. Let's see. There's all these jumping, a lot of... Okay, back to the sword here. Get through the swamp and power up these other weapons so that you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, there's a guy. Oh, get up there. Alright, now that gives me a second guy, and oh, there we go. Alright, let's power up the sickle and chain. This is one of my favorite weapons because we can kind of just whip it around and kill everything. That's a fun weapon, especially with some of the later bosses. Alright, back to the sword. What I haven't shown you is the bamboo thunder, which is a type of bomb that you can throw and they obviously explode. Anyway, we're nearing the first boss, and a lot of these games I haven't played before. This, I will admit, I have put a lot of time into this as a kid. So I remember a whole lot of this. It's been a while since playing this, but I never will forget how to beat this first boss. I'm sure you guys have a lot of bosses like that as well, especially from the old school where you could just stand in one place and take out a bad guy without any problems. All right, so let's use my other ninjas that just kind of float there, and we can. Let's see. This should not take very long. This is one of the easiest bosses of all time. Unless you don't have any shadows. I love the design on that, especially the explosion there. It's all really detailed, and I know that the TurboGrafx-16 gets a lot of flack for not being a true 16-bit system, but I still think this game looks incredible. Well, you can't have a ninja game without a fun forest level. This has a neat verticality, which may come into consideration here in a moment, but let's just keep going forward here, and we'll see there. Look at how far we can go. It's not exactly the Legend of Kaji, but whatever. See, new enemies this time. We have these flying guys. If I recall correctly, there should be some sort of invincibility coming up. That's a neat effect that that's not that. That's a fun effect. And I've always been a big fan of what invincibility looks like in different games. Ah, there we go. You see? It has the rotating fire there a little bit. So there's a fire enemy that we're just gonna avoid. Just gonna run away from those guys. Get to the end of the level, and I don't recall this being an especially easy fight. It's been a while. We'll see what happens. Up. Let's avoid that. In case you can't tell, that destroyed everything in the screen. In case you can't tell, I actually have a life bar. It's at the very top right there. It's the number 3. Every time I get hit, I will lose 1, unless this guy takes more than 1 hit. Oh no! Boy, well, that. No, we're not going through the whole game in a single life on this Ninja Spirit. Sorry, folks, but. You did get to see 2 full stages. There's a lot of other. There's 7 stages in total here. This is definitely worth checking out. It's on various systems. You can find it. Anyway, thank you everybody for checking out Ninja Spirit. Make sure and subscribe if you like this kind of content, or don't. And make sure and head on over to defunctgames.com. We have new reviews and articles, commentary, opinion pieces, comedy pieces, all sorts of stuff every single day. And I promise it is better than the video you just watched.